Hi everybody, this is Odd Samurai, and today I'm going to be reacting to One Piece, chapter 1142. And honestly, I think I'm only going to be talking about one thing in the discussion of the previous chapter. Like, there are more things going on, but I don't really have much else to say about them. So, my main focus is going to be on Zoro and the way he acts here. But I will just say from the get go that a lot of what I have to say is based on a video discussion I watched from a YouTuber that I really like talking about Zoro from 1141. So yeah, I'll leave a link to his video on the description in case you want to watch it. But basically, what I got from it is that, for one, I almost want to apologize to Zoro, saying something like he should have more trust in Luffy, when it's really not about that. It's more so that he doesn't have enough trust in himself in making the right decision. Like, yeah, at the end of the day, this is Luffy making this decision, but Zoro is feeling all the pressure about making sure, he advises Luffy correctly. Otherwise, if things go south, Zoro will feel very, very responsible for it. Especially if he can't protect everyone in the crew as much as he wants. Like, because, well, as strong as Zoro is, he's always been one of the strongest in the crew. At the same time, he's also the person who is the, he goes, he's very tough on himself, basically. Like, if even though he can win a fight, if he had some trouble with it, while everyone else is celebrating, he'll just be in the training room, training by himself, and calling himself weak, and just berating himself for not being stronger. Even though everyone in the crew, like, knows how reliable he is. Zoro will not let himself forget the times that he's not being able to help out as much as he can. Like in the Thriller Bark, also just at during Wano as well, when he was bandaged up by Sanji and he had to get the shot from Chopper. And those are just some examples. Like, also, of course, because he was injured from Thriller Bark, he had to be protected multiple times during Sabaody. And then he was the first one to get teleported by Kuma. So that kind of thing really will influence him into the way he is post time skip. So it just keeps accumulating and accumulating, and it all builds up into stress and anxiety that he doesn't really release. Yeah, he might release it when he's fighting, but that's not the same thing as like being, open and vulnerable with someone and telling them how he really feels inside. And I did get like something was off with Zoro ever since he was calling Luffy weak because he was crying for the Vegapunk Stella post Egghead. But I was like, huh. Hopefully this gets addressed at some point. And I feel like there's definitely are bigger signs of that as well. Like I feel maybe Zoro might be projecting his own insecurities onto Luffy and others as well in the crew. Not all the time, but when he does it, I feel like it's definitely palpable. Like also when he like just because Zoro says something and it sounds, reasonable. Like it's definitely reasonable. Like he was the one that was the most uh resist resistant to Robin joining the crew at the end of Alabasta. Later on, eventually, everyone really got to know her, and it turned out to, like she was genuinely attached to the Straw Hats, and eventually she became part of the family. And just because he was wrong for that, doesn't mean he didn't have to do that. There has to be someone in the Straw Hats always being vigilant and making sure, to be cautious just for the small chance that something does go wrong because they trusted the wrong person. Similarly here with Loki. Even though Luffy has a really good sense of just knowing, that someone has the right vibe. If like someone has a kind side, even though it's not really up there on the surface. Not everyone can tell. Hell, the YouTuber I mentioned called out a parallel between Loki here and when Luffy met Zoro. And obviously, it's not the same, but the similarities are there. Everyone was telling Luffy at the beginning that Zoro is this very dangerous and evil pirate hunter that he shouldn't get close to him. But Luffy just saw one time that he was kind to the little girl that brought him onigiri, and that was enough. Similarly, Luffy can just tell something about Loki. Like he left, then he came back and he's injured. Like he can just feel something happened and Loki was wronged in some way. Very unfairly, of course, because he can't move. But Zoro sees this sight and decides to just injure him some more, just to make sure that he's not faking it. And it says very clearly, if he's dead, he was not meant to survive. Which is very cold. And I think that's Zoro basically, like, that's the way his anxieties show up and manifest. He really doesn't know what to do. If something goes wrong, all the pressure is gonna come down on him. Like, the others may not blame him for anything, but he will. So, yeah, that's always hanging down by a thread in front of him. And he just keeps it to himself. And because of that, it's showing in these kinds of ways. And if you think like, oh man, maybe there's some sort of like I don't know if I want to go as far as to say like there's some self-hatred in Zoro. If we are taking the perspective of, you know, him seeing his past self on Loki and him harming him while he can't defend himself. Like, that's definitely not a good sign of how Zoro sees himself. But yeah, if you want a much better deep dive on that, then go watch the video recommended. But I think they're very spot on. Like, just because, like, of course, I'm not saying that Zoro is wrong because of all this cautiousness. It's just the way he goes about it and voices it really shows how unhealthily he's dealing with being Luffy's second in command. And just also we might also get more into his relationship with Death after Yasui. He's just putting up all these walls around him so that he doesn't get affected again if something goes wrong, and he can be a more efficient rock for the crew. But you know, he's not a rock, he's a human, so he's allowed to feel things even if he thinks he can't. But anyway, I said all I wanted to say about the chapter because to me that was easily the most interesting part of it. But despite all of that, Zoro decided to still, well, he went for a compromise. He uncuffed most of Loki's limbs except for his left foot. But he managed to stand up. He's smiling and he's holding a Ragnir, which I'm still not sure what it is, but we'll find out. Let's get into 1142. Here. It's titled What I'm Afraid of. Ooh, I'm already locked in. Yo, okay. Yamato got into action in the cover series. Give back the sword and girls. Give back the sword and girls. Thunder Bagua. I see, okay. So he's getting the sword back and he's going to free the girls by defeating Who's Who. Apparently he one-shotted him. I would expect that from Yamato. But it's still funny how quickly that happened. Okay. Teacher, 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 help us, teacher. There's a huge snake in the schoolyard. It must be Jormungandr. It's the snake that brings an end to the week. You mean Saturday? Eek, it's gonna eat us. Everyone run into the school. Is this snake from Elbaf? Or is it from... Is it like maybe Summer's Devil Fruit? Faculty room, Walrus School. We got trouble, teachers. There really is an enormous escaping a snake out there. A beast from the underworld? What is it doing here in the sun world? I only hope we can evacuate everyone in time. Math teacher, Mr. Blade, we should call the chiefs. Walrus School Principal Tusk. But in the meantime, the children are in danger. Language teacher, librarian, Miss Angie. Teacher is going to gobble Ager up. Wow. Move it. Okay, that's the principal. And he's wielding kind of looks like a hammer. And hit the snake in the jaw. Huh. Okay, seems pretty effective. Oh, now Saul is joining the fray. Sorry I'm late. Watch out, Tusk. Midterm Islam. Sure. That's cool. Ooh, he used armament hockey. I don't think we've ever actually seen Saul in actual combat. So that's pretty nice. Okay, the children are still crying though. Ah, what? Mr. Principal! Wow, my bag! Thanks for the help, Saul. Ah, he was from, okay, a former giant pirates. Don't mention it. Where'd the snake come from, though? Mr. Saul! Wait, am I blind? Have we seen already that Saul is missing a leg? And he has a prosthetic? Okay. You used to be a warrior too, Mr. Principal? The rumors were true. Mr. Saul is super duper strong. He was in the Navy, right? That was really cool. There are monsters like this in the Sun World, Saul? Not really. They're more like the usual wild animals. It's enormous. Sorry about the scare, children. Thank you, Mr. Saul. Eek, Mr. Wolf. Huh? What is it now? Inside the school. Huh? Mr. Wolf. Gym teacher, I see. What happened to you? Okay. Forget me. What about the children? You're not gonna tell us what happened? Huh? Teacher, Ilva and the others wander off somewhere. What? Where? Oh, hello. Are you Luffy's friend? That's right. Did Luffy do something to you? Be careful, Mr. Saul. You must not touch the children. What? I don't know what to make of that. And even, yeah, Saul is like doubly confused. Which way did Ilva and them go? That way toward the beach. Mr. Saul, what happened to them? They fell asleep and wouldn't talk to us. Asleep? But you said they were walking. Yeah. Oh, they're all asleep and won't respond to us. Okay. This has to be Saint Summer's ability. That's what Shamrock said was going to be useful. Kind of reminds me of the story of the, like, I mean, I don't remember the name of it. You know, the flute man with the mice? The Hamlin something? They're all asleep and won't respond to us. Come back, where are you all going? Blow the horn, warn the whole country. Yeah, this definitely seems pretty handy for kidnapping children. Not the whole country, Tusk. That's going overboard. This is an abnormal state of affairs, Saul. Look at the forest. Oh, well, they're blowing the horn. Huh? What? There are more monsters there. Where did they come from? See? Abnormal, right? Let me look at the snake again. Yeah, I'm not sure. At first I was like 50-50 of whether it was like a natural occurrence. But I think it is the fault of the Holy Knights. The children are busting out. What's wrong, everyone? Hang in there. What now? I just don't understand. Get up, kids. What's happening? Let me down there, Saul. I'll take a look at them. Thanks, please do. I'm at a loss. The first thing we should do is stop the children and get them to safety. Aight. Interesting that the Holy Knights are doing this, like, without showing themselves. I guess we're gonna have to wait more for someone to actually fight them. Underworld, Elbaf. You thought that leaving one leg trapped in sea prism stone would contain the true extent of my power? That was foolish of you. If you want to save Elbaf, undo the final cuff now. You'll soon see if I'm really helpless or not in this condition. Loki, is that, oh my god, his brother. Hydudin? Hey, what's his deal? Oh, Sanji came? I completely missed him last chapter. Oh, I forgot. Better hurry up. If I keep landing blasts, eventually they'll hit something. He's saying that as if he can't see. But he must be able to see, right? Otherwise, how would he know how Shamrock looks like? And the fires will spread. You know what Elbaf is susceptible to, don't you? Yeah, it's lightning and fire. I can bring you all to ruin. Stop it, Lucky. Okay, so Ragnar is a hammer, a giant ass hammer, and he's definitely going for it. It kind of does look like it has like the properties of like lightning or fire, but it's hard to tell. Oh, yo. Wait, let me get a good look at Sora's face. Oh boy. This is not gonna do good for his mental state, that's for sure. If, you know, giving Loki this much freedom, which Zoro helped facilitate, he really gonna take it to heart. Okay, both Luffy and Sanji are also looking quite displeased, but yeah, Zoro's looking actually like kinda angry. Yeah, that's yeah. It looks like lightning combined with like hockey. But I'm not sure. It's really like covering a lot of range. Oh, well, one of the trees is catching on fire. Was that thunder? There's fire on the south side of the island, Chief Jarl. Did you hear a horn too? Anything but fire, we must put it out. The walrus skull. Mr. Soul, Mr. Principal. I recognize those monsters. You do, Miss Angie? It was earlier today. Look, he has a huge hammer and he destroys the world. No, he doesn't. The one who destroys the world is Nika. Okay. Okay. Let me keep reading. Look, he's a scary. No, look, Loki is a scarier. No way, obviously the scariest thing of all is Fenrir, the giant wolf. Don't stand on your desks, children. It's Ghost, the undead drug, Storms, Nidhogger, the lightning dragon, Jormungandr, that's the snake. My mom! Is everybody finished? So the monsters are coming from the children's imagination? Teacher, if I have to think of so many scary things, I'm gonna have a nightmare tonight. Haha, sorry, Ylva. I'm so happy to see so much personality and creativity in all these drawings and essays, though. Oh, did you sing the drawings? You've all got so much imagination and expression. all of those things are what the children drew based on the prompt of what they were afraid of. Or maybe not specifically the drawing, but just, their fears based on their, like, reading their minds? Huh. I guess we've seen devil fruits be able to do things unrelated to each other. Like, the biggest example is the Hobby Hobby no Mi. But because I'm assuming Saint Summers is, making the children sleepwalk and in charge of the beasts, because all the others are kind of out of. Well, we know Killingham has a Zoan, mythical Zoan. Gunko has the arrow fruit, and it could be Shamrock's fruit, but I don't know if they would reveal it like this, and we don't even know if he's still on the island. But that's ridiculous. Oh, these things are a vision of the world that terrifies the children most. That's actually such a cool double page spread. Holy. Yeah, you can really feel how they could have been drawn by a child. Especially that teddy bear with this the helmet and the evil Nika and the angry cloud. Oh, that's so cool. And the skeleton warrior. Okay, we're all ready to. Okay, so Killingham is asleep. Or maybe it's Saint Summers fruit working on him. Hey, good job there, Killingham. What? Oh, I think that's Summer saying that. I thought Killingham was praising himself. The time limit is until the kids reach the ship. Do you think you can get them back? But why is... I'm still like, wait, why is Killingham getting praised? What is he doing? The time limit is until the kids reach the ship. What? What's the time limit for? Does the ability have a time limit? Whose ability? Like, it has to be Killingham, but... Okay. We've never seen a Zoan be able to do something so completely different that could be in the category of a Paramecia. But maybe? I don't even know the mythical Zoan he is. Maybe that's part of the myth? Gihahaha. To know love is to wound one another. Say, Gunko, are you afraid of anything? Nika. Doom. And that's the end of the chapter. Okay. Yeah, so Shamrock is nowhere to be seen, so I'm going to assume he did go back to Marijua. Okay. Yeah, the way that, unfortunately, we didn't spend much time with the group that is with Loki, unfortunately. But we got just a smidge of it that I'm still excited for Zoro character writing. But I'm still, like, I just get the feeling that the Straw Hats will be able to work with Loki eventually. Like, I don't know about you, but yeah, with already what we know about Loki, and the way that the celestial dragons treated him, and what we know about Harold. You know what? I think he's valid feeling the way he does. Anyway, I'm still a little confused on who is doing what at the end there. Are the monsters and making the children sleepwalk the same ability? It seems so different. But there's one thing in common, which is, yeah, getting something from children. I don't know. Both could be Saint Summers. But then why would Killingham be getting praised for it if he's not doing anything? I don't know. Maybe it's just obvious, and I'm just being a big dummy. But sometimes maybe I do need some things to be spelled out. But that was an interesting last panel to leave off on. Gunko saying she's afraid of Nika, and who is doing the exclamation points? Gunko definitely has a lot of potential to be a really interesting character. Like, there's a possibility that she was someone who was not born a celestial dragon, but she was invited to be part of the Holy Knights, kind of like what they wanted to do with Loki. I'm just really curious about her origins. Also, interesting line from Saint Summers before that. To know love is to wound one another. Like, that seems kinda random. But maybe he said it for a reason. Maybe it's gonna be a big part of his character. I don't know, I'm just my hamster inside of the wheel here really is trying to work hard on that last page. But yeah, most of the chapter was just the kids getting attacked, then Saul and the principal defending them, and then seeing that the children are being lead out of the school. Although I don't understand why they didn't try like at all to stop them from leaving, even if it was just picking them up. But then yeah, oh, maybe that's why the gym teacher, Mr. Wolf, said don't touch the children. So maybe while they're in this like sort of like hypnotized state, if someone else touches them, you immediately get injured somehow. That could be it. But that must be the reason why he didn't try. He must have tried to stop them, but it didn't work for some reason. And that's why he told Saul that. Okay. Yeah, some interesting stuff. And of course, I think it's cool that the whole these things are a vision of the world that terrifies children the most. Just the way the art style is done very much reminds me of the mural we saw when we got the three parts of the Harley. That one chapter. Once again, where we're getting back into the thematic of children's dreams, you know. The iconic quote, people's dreams never end, but here is being used in very much a negative way. What's the contrast to the hope and this very much wonder that someone like Luffy has for dreams compared to the things that well, you know, that you fear. So I like that. Anyway, I don't think I have much else to say right now. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Till next time, see ya.